Welcome to Casual Crafting. As I continue the build of the Wing Gundam XXXG-01W. As you can see, we have already completed the main body and the left and right arms and the hands. So what will be next? Well, first we have to move the completed parts to the side and see what else the manual has to offer to us. So the manual says this looks like the upper body really is the shoulders of the model. So since we just did the arms, it would look appropriate to continue with these shoulder parts. Starting from the left side, looks like we need trays F, J, K, H, I, D. Well, we'll start with the F parts and start cutting them out. So we have F, 14, 16, and 28. And what would those parts be? 14, 16, so this opposite sides, and then cut this enough, and 28, this ring right here. Looking at these parts, they look like F parts are generally inside the exterior structures, so may not be so visible. Okay, 19 and 20. 19 and 20 are these parts here. I think J10 or 12, that's what it's trying to tell me. Upside down. There we go. J10 or 12, so I guess oh, it looks like they're saying I need to cut out both J10 and 12 because they join together. Okay, so it's not either or, it's actually both. Alright, so let's start with these parts first. Let's get the bin for the debris, the plastic scrap bin essentially. bit. Some fine tuning, because I suspect that this back edge maybe actually be facing outward, so this might need some extra cosmetic treatment. There's a bit of a edge on this rounded part, and I probably should use the knife a bit so I can cut that away. That should be good for that part. Now let's go for the bigger blue parts. Okay, let's go with these bigger blue parts here. I would like to invite you to support my channel by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. So the bottom is definitely going to fit into some kind of slots, so not so important to polish it up. But this back part, most quite clearly, is going to be outward facing. I think I got a pretty good cut there. Second blue part. Now they have this piece here. I've got to carefully figure out how to cleanly cut this off the base. So one here too, right? Okay, let's look at that. Looks like I may have left a stress mark here. That is kind of annoying. Let's see if I can move that a bit. Oh, excuse the sniffles. It looks like Autumn is, for some reason, giving me allergy type symptoms. clean off the edges, and that seems pretty decent. Let's do the other one. And there you go. I think we have those parts done, and let's do some tool maintenance while we edit. I'm going to clean off the plastic on the glass file, and let's use the toothbrush and just a little tub of water and dry it off on a cloth. This helps keep the glass file surface in good condition for filing. Actually, that was the wrong side. This is the effective side, this is the filing side. Okay. Put this to one side first to dry off. Okay, let's see if we can put all these initial parts together. Let's see what the manual has to say about that. Okay, so we have this thing. Now let's see, does this have a orientation? Nope, doesn't seem to have one. I think this is the part that probably connects up to the to the arm. The arm probably goes through this hole. Okay, so we get that. And this joins together pretty nicely. Let's see, not much of a seam here, although we have these two marks at the end. I'll actually see if we can do something about that. Okay. So we have this. Well, so this two has to come together first. This one also requires a bit of smoothing out on the end. Okay, so we got this, and this is supposed to go. Which hole does this go? No, actually, it's this piece, and this goes on to the hole here. It's wrong way around, actually. It's the what do you call that? The hinge is higher. Okay, so we got that there. And this thing goes this into the slot here. So how does this visually look? Okay, so we have this blue part, and this is supposed to join up. Am I doing this right? Yeah, I think I'm doing this right. The blue part comes together, the red part is separating up a bit, pushing it on the inside into their holes, and then we have this grey thingy part here. This grey part's supposed to move. It does seem to match the picture quite a bit, so I think we are good. Okay, I guess we're good to put this aside. Let's see a bit of this movement. So this is supposed to move up and down a bit. Okay. In the corner. So we have D5, I8. Okay, let's go. Alright, here's my D tray. So D5. Oh, really large white piece. Okay, let's cut it out. A3. This yellow part right here. Let's go for I8. Right here. Just making sure I didn't cut off any part wrongly. No, I don't think so. Okay, and H. H8 right here. Let's do something. This looks good. Let's do this yellow ring. It should be cutting this piece and this one and this side, leaving this extrusion here. This yellow ring actually may be a point of annoyance, because you can see how it's very thin on one side, and this kind of parts normally just screams, "Don't break me." Small black disc. Alright, and then I think this final larger white plastic part. Just trim back the excess plastic carefully. I'm doing that in some multiple cuts inwards. Okay, I think I got that part done. Alright, so let's look at these parts. Do any of these require some panel lining? And I think the answer is yes. So firstly, let me cap up the knife. There we go, let's cover up the knife. Put it aside. Okay, so this guy, I am probably going to panel line the little groove at the bottom, right here. And I don't really see the need to panel line anything else. So let's see how this works. Okay, so I got this thing here. I am supposed to make this first. So let me do this as instructed. So I got this yellow and white thing. Seam here is a bit tight. A bit of a gap. This maybe requires some cement. If I have to use cement, I would use Mr. Cement as you see here. This actually kind of softens the plastic, kind of melts it a bit. So when you squeeze the parts together, there's actually a fusion of the parts together. It's not just adhesive, it's actually a fusing kind of, I guess, chemical. But if I'm doing that, I won't do it right now because this takes probably an overnight thing to settle. So let me look at the side. I think it says this goes in here. Yeah, I think it's saying that here. It kind of snaps in. And what is saying in this guy, there's an indentation. The smaller side. Okay, if you look at this, there's a small indent at the top and a larger one below. Okay, so the small one faces to the top, so you can see this indent in here. So it matches up with the small one, the smaller, I guess, indentation clip at the top and bottom. So let's rotate you, hopefully into the roughly like. Ah, there we go. Flying parts. Okay, let's try you again. And I think we got him in. Okay, so let's brush it off. Any debris, and let's journey it. And this would go on top like this. Alright, but I'll leave this here for now, and then we'll move on to the other half. And that's the right shoulder of the upper body build of the Wing Gundam. Thank you for joining Casual Crafting on this build experience, and I hope that you will continue to join me as I continue to build out the left shoulder of this Wing Gundam.